If you feel stuck with your glute growth and want to learn how I went from this to this, then continue to watch this video. Okay guys, so I know I did quite a few glute growth videos in the past, which of course was a major success. You really enjoyed those. I am actually going to be linking them in the description if you want to watch and learn more. But there are some things that recently I added or changed into my regular training, because for a while, to be honest, I felt like I am so stuck with my glute growth and I wasn't seeing any changes. If anything, I was actually seeing my glutes shrinking, even though I was technically doing everything right. But those changes that I made a big difference, and I cannot wait to share it with you. I actually posted some of the tips on my Instagram, and most of you wanted me to do a longer YouTube video to explain more about it, of course. And of course, the fifth time that I'm saying this word, I decided to actually do it and help you guys out. So first things first, I am a big believer in mind muscle connection. However, I felt like for a long time I was too overly focused on it, and my lifts were staying kind of the same. And I started actually challenging myself by adding more weights, even if that meant that I can only do 6 heavy reps and no more. And maybe those reps are more explosive type of reps. I noticed that it made such a big difference in the way my glutes feels and looks. I mean, I was able to actually connect better and get better pumps and just overall better workouts by not too overly focusing on my muscle connection, which is of course important, and there's time and place for it, especially if you are a beginner and you don't have the muscle development and you need time to learn the exercise. It's amazing. It's great for that. However, sometimes, especially for more advanced or intermediates, you know the word, sorry, English isn't my first language, so just bear with me, can benefit from really pushing themselves hard with those explosive, lower volume sets and just heavier loads in general. So that really helped me, especially on heavier compounds, of course, because you cannot do it as much on the accessory work, but mainly compounds like squats, lunges, hip thrusts, hip bridges are amazing for it. So definitely challenge yourself, and I promise you will see such a big difference, especially if you are like me and you were overly focusing on mind muscle connection. That leads me to another point that is super important. I reduced my training volume because I was definitely overdoing, and now I do less exercises per session. I do less sets, or if I'm doing the same amount of sets, I do less reps, which is heavier, more intense, more explosive, as I was talking about. Because sometimes if we are, of course, overdoing, it's not always a good thing to do more. You know, sometimes it's good to do less, and you will get better results, because you will be getting stronger, you will be recovering better, and by that it means you are building more muscle and you are improving session by session, or at least week by week. Of course, I'm not expecting you to lift heavier every single day or every single week. It's impossible. After my almost 10 years of training in the gym, I would probably be lifting cars, something super heavy, but I can, because I'm not that strong. It doesn't work like that. But as I said, it is important to really push yourself hard and do not overdo with volume and excessive exercises, which of course, another third point, I actually focus on exercises I prefer and I always felt good doing it. They always worked for me. It will look a little bit different for everyone, but of course the basics are hip thrusts, squats, lunges. Of course, RDLs, I forgot one of my favorite ones. RDLs, any type of RDLs, I love it. So focus on exercises that you truly feel best doing and you feel that it works for you, because I don't see the point of doing the exercise if it doesn't work for you, of course, it doesn't mean that you cannot try it. Sometimes it's enough for you to just change the angle, go from dumbbells to barbell, or the opposite. Instead of a machine, go to free weights and stuff like that. There's so many things that you can change and actually start feeling the exercise. However, what I mean by this, I just want you to actually really put all of your energy into those that you feel really good doing, that you feel strong at, and you feel like you can progress. Because once again, you can follow the best exercise program. You can follow your favorite athlete and train exactly like her or like him, but you won't be getting the same outcomes because your body is different. Your body's mechanics are different, and same stuff doesn't work the same. So you need to be smarter than that and focus on what works for you. Also, I've been stuck with the same training program for quite a while, and I completely reconstructed it, as I said, changed my intensity, changed my exercises, and made it super clear exactly what I have to do every single day, because having a plan and follow the exact plan, it is important. Of course, I've been training for years, and sometimes it's quite easy to just go to the gym, do things based on how you feel, but it doesn't work the same as following the training structure, which is super, super key. And this is something, of course, I teach my clients to. I program them exact programs, exact sets, exact reps, intensity techniques for a specific exercise to actually be intentional with their training and with my training to get the best results. Because if you are doing different exercises every single time, you are constantly changing the order of the exercises, you are adding supersets where you shouldn't be doing so, your results won't be as you expected. Maybe you will progress some, but then you regress some, and then you'll progress some, and then you'll regress some. So it's really, really important to focus on that, because it also makes it easier for you to track your recovery, how you are doing, and all of those things matter. So I would really, really put a lot of emphasis on really having good training structure that you feel good at, that makes you feel strong, that you are getting stronger, that you see your lifts going up. And if you can't do that yourself, of course, hire a coach, a trainer that could help you. I can do that. Actually, I will be leaving all my links below. You can apply the coaching form, and hopefully if we are a good fit, I will be able to help you and work with you. So those things are being said, let's move on into another thing that really did wonders for me. I actually started doing more mobility work before I train and even before I go to bed, which means I do a lot more stretching. Before my training, I do more of a dynamic type of work. I am opening up my hips. I also stretch a little bit to really, really be nice and loose. Not too loose, of course, for the session. We don't want to get injured, but just to kind of really, really work on my hip mobility and make sure that I am working full range of motion during my exercises. Because full range of motion, it's also another form of stretching, which is amazing. So you can definitely, and you should do that for sure. And that really helps you prevent any imbalances, just work the muscle in the best possible way. With my poor English, I'm trying to explain it as best as I can. And this is what really, really helps me. So I do it before I train, and then some before I go to bed. Also, I started to actually doing sport massages every single week, once a week, to really release that tension from my tight muscles. And especially my lower body tends to be so tight because I move a lot, I train intense, and without releasing those muscles, it's really hard to grow them and to improve. And as I said, if you feel stuck and if your muscles are super tight, you are under recovered, you won't be progressing as much. So it's really important to take care of your body, not only by training, but also by resting, relaxing, doing mobility, going for massages, even getting a foam roller and doing some things like with that can help. But of course, massage therapists will do a little bit of a better job, but I understand it can be quite expensive. So massage gun also can work. Those things, just make sure that you are doing something to release that tension from your tight muscles. These are the main things that right now I changed in my routine that really made a big difference, and now I am seeing more and more progress every single week, which is amazing. Of course, one last thing, more food is super important. You have to be in at least maintenance or little calorie surplus to grow the muscle, to build the glutes, to have that recovery. It's super important. But other than that, these are the things. If you want to learn more about more tips and how I grew my glutes, or just check my workouts, everything you can find on this channel. I will leave some important videos in the description as well for you to check. And if you have any questions or any suggestions, let me know. Your support, your comments, likes, shares, everything means the world and helps a lot for my channel to do better. So if you can do it, I would really appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you next time in the next video.